After one is able to leave his body voluntarily, there is not only no death for him, in the ordinary sense of some dreadful catastrophe, but there is not even a moment of unconsciousness, or a shadow of darkness. Of course, the real guides leave their bodies when the time comes for them to leave the earth. When the time comes, they go as they always have and sever all connections with the body and then discard it. Now they are liberated beings, rising on the wings of sound and light, the sound wave. They simply step out of themselves and go, as anyone would step out of a closed, stuffy room, into a beautiful world that is full of light and joy. When the real guide leaves this earth, he goes where he wishes, for he has the connection to all the higher worlds. If he pauses on the astral level, he will use that body there, and on earth level until he discards all the lower bodies and becomes totally free, where he is unlimited and without hindrance. As a pure being, he knows all things by direct perception. A dying man breaks all connections with his body when he leaves it, but the real guides leave a connection to the body so that he may return to it at will. This is what is referred to as the silver cord. This cord is never broken by the real guide or his students until they are ready to leave their body for good. Then, of their own free will, they break the silver cord and pass on up into the perfect freedom. This is all there is to that dreadful thing people have called death. You must remember that every level has one above it, and in order to reach the upper level, you must proceed in the same manner as leaving the body from the earth, by the use of the imaginary faculty. You must imagine forth a mock-up entry into the higher worlds and proceed to reach them by the use of the imagination. The imagination is the true faculty which you possess, and through it precedes the awareness of life. Or you could go on for centuries as the victim of yourself and your own ignorance. I'm taking all this down in my little earth body so for humans can create their own way out of what I have called the matrix consciousness. They have invented their tiny worlds of demise with what they have imagined, and so it is time they did something real with the best faculty they have from the ALLLISS. I really like listening to Rebbe Zar because he has all the experience to explain it great. Now we'll talk about the four groups of experiences concerning death. Mankind is divided into these groups or distinct classes because of the typical types of people who experience the various forms of passing over to the unseen worlds. The first group includes all those who have no real guide and no knowledge to cross over from the earth. This being the great bulk of mankind and all various invented systems that people follow, and including the so-called spiritual masters that are supposed to know, but really do not. All of these people are obligated to meet the emergencies of death without support of any knowledge of how to use the sound wave to leave their body voluntarily. They leave their bodies unescorted, absolutely alone and helpless, under the law of their own karma. They are to receive payment full for what they have earned in the life they have just finished. Of them, the messengers of death will ask not for absolute justice with no favoritism, just like a court on earth where the law becomes exact for the person in violation. Those who know of the unseen worlds and the real universal guides are aware that this includes the vast majority of mankind. It truly doesn't matter what religion or belief system that a person belongs to, or whether they are a king or a peasant, and no matter how good or bad they have been. All alike must face the dark angels and follow them where they lead. Each person must go when the hour strikes, whether they are ready or not. None in this class can stay the hand of death when the inevitable moment arrives. All must face death alone and meet its issues. Most people do not see the succession of lifetimes they have done this same routine. Future lifetimes will be very hard for so many, especially those that have ruled over and controlled others. Those who have purged others shall experience what they have administered, and they will no longer be amongst the most privileged. The second class are the ones that have been students of the real guides, but have done little or nothing in the way of the new use sessions, or made any effort to work with the real guide on earth. These particular students will meet the real guide in his light body and be taken to that region or locality where they have earned. There he places them in a sort of training school where they make progress under his directions and according to their motivation. If they have done certain things wrong, the real guides will instruct them with the discipline they must undergo. They will continue in their training school until the time comes when they are fit to go into the higher worlds. But in no case does the student ever go before the judge of death, nor does the black angel of death ever approach him at the time of his physical death. The dark angel cannot approach the student of any real guide. The real guide takes care of his own students, as he is the chosen one of the is, and since he is the embodiment of the true reality, none but the true silent ones have any jurisdiction over him. The real universal guides have the awareness to do as they like, and no one can obstruct their path. This is also very real, and humans should pay attention. The third class is those who have learned to use the sound wave before leaving their bodies, but haven't quite attained the ability of the real journey. All of this class knows the day and hour when they are to go, long before it comes. The entire process of death is under their control, and there's never a shadow of difficulty or distress during the process of passing. Neither do they lose their consciousness for a single moment. They pass out of the body as easily as one would lay off an old garment. They simply use the sound wave to position themselves. These are the students that have practiced the New Use sessions on a daily basis. They have already visited the region in which they are now to live, and so it is like going home to them. They break the silver cord and release the body forever. After this separation, they are free to go where they wish without any bonds of any sort. They go directly to that region with the real guide where they are to stay for a time until they're ready for a higher level. These people usually see the benefits of working with the new presentation in whatever fashion it is being presented to the earth at this time. These two classes of students never return to the earth life again unless they so will it, or are ordered by the great reality to do so. Generally, they are taken upward step by step until they reach the highest level of the all-is. It is extremely fortunate for any student to have reached the 7th level before they leave the physical body forever. The way to this real universe is open to all. They can do it if they will perform the required practice of the New Use sessions and work with the true representative of the all-is on earth with the new presentation of the secret knowledge only the real guides possess. Quite frankly, There are so many that do not step forward and do this. The newcomer must learn to test who is providing the real knowledge. There are so many teachers that profess they know, but the seeker must find the real leader amongst all the rogues. In every case, the students of the real guides are saved from the monotonous rounds of reincarnation and karma with their dreary life on earth forever. The fourth class are the most privileged and aware, the real universal guides themselves. When the time comes that a real guide wishes to leave his body for good, he simply lays it down of his own will and steps out of it. He now breaks the cord and discards the body as an instrument for which he has no further use. His students will make sure that the body is cremated so that no evil souls can use it. The destruction of it by fire destroys any possibility of a distortion taking place. The real universal guides have the ability over life and death, and therefore nothing can interfere with them because they know the use of the sound wave. After leaving their bodies, they rise at once above all physical, all material, above all the heavens of man, and the space gods of authority, take up their residence wherever they wish. They are now able to move into the higher duties that are assigned to them by the great reality, the All-Is. The future for you two of you is set, because you will leave when most people will not expect it. You will have done what you came to do, and then you will be gone from here.